What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And, I got to start coming up with a new slogan to introduce the channel because I feel like every time I come on, I'm saying, man, I got some crazy news that I got to show you guys. So I'll think about something and try to make it catchy. But anyways, I got some crazy news I gotta show you guys, and it's gonna be worth your time. And folks, you're witnessing the financial global collapse happening right before your eyes. For me, I know that these central banks will continue to inflate away. However, I do think that by inflating away, it's gonna mean that you're paying a lot more for the goods and services. I don't know that the asset prices will necessarily keep going up. What you could see is an environment in which uh, uh, the price of commodities skyrockets, right? And there's been a lot of talk about super cycle in the commodities market. So you got to keep in mind, if there is one final push to this stock market, right, in terms of like the indexes, like the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, which I think the S&P 500 might have already topped, but the Dow Jones has that last push, about 10 to 12% left in it, then folks, look out. Especially if you start hearing about congressmen being banned from owning stock and they have to sell for ethical reasons. Run for the hills. So here's a video that puts things into perspective with what's happening geopolitically.
I want you to really understand what I just told you, the ramifications of this. What I told you is there's an Axis and allied power. Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Ukraine, Russia, the stands, of course, Saudi Arabia, I don't know about Yemen, Iran, India, China. Those are all part of an ally. Now, everybody's talking about gold. Oil. What would that mean for oil? But I just told you it also affects the U.S. dollar. This will take the U.S. dollar out of the world reserve currency, which people told me 10 years ago could never happen. It's going to happen soon. But more importantly, goods and services. Think about what happens if we take this part of the world out of production. Let's say there's a Cold War. When we had a Cold War with Russia, we didn't really need any stacking dolls, so we were pretty good. But now, if this is the Cold War and we don't trade with these guys, do you know how much your clothing is going to cost? How much a car will cost? Where are you going to get your chips for anything? Because Taiwan is the one that makes all of the sophisticated chips. This is going to change everything about your life, everything that you think you know about America.
There you have it. Okay? So everything, I do expect, like I said, goods and services will go up in price. That doesn't necessarily mean your assets will go up in price. I mean, unless you're holding precious metals, right? But we're in a very interesting time period. And I think that you have to be preparing with stocking food. Like I said, my family and I, we've been storing canned food, okay? And at some point or another, you're going to see that people are not going to care about whether they have this material or that material. What's going to be important is having food because that's essential to your survival. Now, here's another video encapsulating the digital dollar. Take a listen.
I said earlier that central bank digital currencies are essential for the Great Reset. The digital dollar is the ultimate enforcement mechanism for anyone who doesn't go along with whatever they say. This is the Canadian system that they used against the truck drivers, except they don't need any special emergency orders. Last year, the Bank of England asked Parliament to clarify how they wanted their digital currency to operate. More specifically, if it should be programmable. What does that mean? Well, that means the government can tell the central bank to restrict people from purchasing certain things. Or if they want to get the economy going, hey, there's time limit on that money that you have in the bank. It's all going to disappear by midnight tomorrow night. So go out and shop. Or we can do things for health. Those sugary drinks are making people fat, and you're kind of fat because we have all your records, so no more soda for you. Guns are a threat. Don't worry. We'll just shut off all of the coins that would be used to buy ammunition or guns. This is happening in all businesses. A business that won't lower their carbon footprint, we can just turn off their electricity. The head of the Bank of England said, quote, "There could be some socially beneficial outcomes from that, preventing activity which is seen to be socially harmful in some way." Wow. Imagine being a parent speaking out against CRT at the school board. They wouldn't have to do any investigation or arrest you or anything. As the moment somebody says that that group of parents is a terrorist cell, all of your banking power and buying power of anything is gone. This is the power of a central bank digital programmable currency. It is the ultimate checkmate for the Great Reset.
Okay, so I don't need to say any more on that. Now I'm gonna end on this note. Biden warns Americans that a food shortage is coming. Let me just go play you this video. Take a listen.
With regard to food,
Let me start it over. Here we go.
nothing more to report. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did so talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well. And nothing more.
With regard to food shortage, it's going to be real. Folks, I've been sounding the alarm now for over a year on what's coming. Cyber attacks, CBDCs, and famines. It's coming. Prepare ahead of time. Without further ado, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.